Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Whittier High School. My name is Andres Favela, the very proud principal here at this school. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be the principal of a school. Such history, tradition, and that legacy of excellence carries on today. It is my honor to introduce our fearless leader, the person that will be taking us through this event today. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Monica Oviedo.
Thank you. And I would be remiss in not recognizing one of Yosh's cousins was playing. Adam, if you can raise your hand. Thank you so much for playing. That was Can You Feel the Love tonight, so thank you. I want to also just echo my just esteemed greatness that you are here today, welcoming just such a wonderful human being. And I want to be mindful of the time and the weather for Yosh, because it is quite warm. Didn't anticipate it would be quite this warm today. But we are going to keep moving with our program. We do have a flag salute, so if you are able to stand, flag. And join me as I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. In Whittier Union, our school board did pass a land acknowledgement statement. I'd like to read that now. The Whittier Union High School District acknowledges our presence in the traditional ancestral lands of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples, which includes the villages of Chukishna, now Santa Fe Springs, Sihate, now Los Nietos, Whittier, and the village of Sijitna, now Whittier San Gabriel River area. This land remains unceded territory. The Whittier Union High School District honors and respects the Gabrielino Tongva ancestors and their connection to this land. Now, to say a little bit more about Mr. Nakamura and his long-standing relationship and friendship with him is our board president, Mr. Gary Mendez.
Thank you, Dr. Oviedo. Well, what a nice place to sweat it out for a great occasion, isn't it? You know, when I think about Yosh, I know Yosh as an educator. I didn't know about his wartime service till way after. But he's respected. There's so many aspects to Yosh's life, I think, that is represented here. And those who would know him in the art community, go ahead and give yourself a clap. Let's see. Okay. How about those in education? Give yourself a clap. Good. How about his civic? Okay, we all come. In the church, I heard he goes to church here and there, right? So there's all these aspects of Yosha. They're just wonderful. You know, if I could tell you a little bit of my story that when I first met Yosha. I was a homeless student living in the back of Rio Hondo Hills at one time. And I used to come down every morning and shower. And I used to go and bug Yosh, knock on his door, and just see if he had 10 minutes. And sitting down, listening to his soothing voice, his deep voice, it was the command, it was the male figure that I needed to hear for the day. And he was a busy guy, he was in demand, so whatever time I could sneak in, I would do so. But I always remembered that time that he gave to me, and that's one of the many aspects of Yoshio Nakamura. He was our dean at Rio Hondo College, a student dean. So I used to bug him a lot as a student leader. So it's an honor that we're, I think, one of the first to name a building after him. And I was mentioning to Alan Zonikoff that it felt like a race to name something after Yosh. And he asked me, well, who are you racing against? And I had to think about it. I don't know. I think we were just like wanting to be the first. And I think it is going to be the first of many to come. I think every student here at Whittier Union High School needs to know the Yoshio Nakamura story. Yes. And to walk by this building, and we hope we have educational sessions where his story can be told and maybe a video showed, because every American needs to know that story. Every American, the Nisai history, what it was like to go through the war, the encampments. I think that's a story that should be told to all generations, no matter what ethnicity you come from, because most of us have a story like that. And to have Yoshio's story as part of the Whittier Union history and curriculum, I think is so very important. So Yosh, your name will live forever. Yes. And of course we miss Grace, and we know Grace is here in spirit, applauding us all and looking down and smiling upon us. I want to thank our board, Ms. Rodriguez Moisa, Mr. Jaime Lopez, Ms. Conchola, and Mr. Russell Casanera Caleros for passing this resolution. It took a lot of, not a lot of consideration. Just takes courage to name something after somebody. And I think the question was, is this a name that we want on our building? And of course, there were supporters that came to our meeting and told us the story for those of us who did not know. And that was a good education, and that gives value to being able to share the Yoshio Nakamura story. And so on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank you all for being here, for all aspects of Yoshio's life, for sharing in this occasion. And we hope that this day is one of many to come. So let's give one more round of applause for Yoshio.
And then we're going to have Yosh go ahead and say a few words, and then we will unveil the plaque.
I'm sorry I can't stand too long, and because of the weather, you're treated to a short speech. So, I want to mention that this award is really about education and about the fact that the Whittier Union High School District created a nice environment in which to teach. It's not something that happens everywhere, but we had colleagues and parents and all kinds of people helping us to be successful as teachers. And I want to thank all of those, especially the families that have assisted your students to be successful here. But as I have found out, you're not working in a vacuum. You're working with a lot of people. And I would say that I had the great privilege of working with students, with faculty, staff members, our administration, and our board trustees in getting the support to create a good environment in which one can teach. And I'd say that, as for myself, I really enjoyed teaching. So I was at times wondering, I'm getting paid for this? Anyway, one of the people that should be here and was not here because she has gone on, that's my wife, Grace. She was not only a good teacher, but quite an activist, and you can't be around her too long without having something to do. Anyway, she has been an inspiration for me and kind of poked me in the side and tell me, get going. So that was really good. But I also have 3 adult children today that are inspiration to me. And Linda, who is here, she's an immigration lawyer. Daniel, who is a origami artist and a retired teacher of science and math. And Joe, very well known as an artist, and if you have ever met him, you won't forget this personality. He was the artist selected for the Winter Olympics held in Salt Lake City. And he did all the designing of the inside of the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. And so he received international attention. And anyway, those 3, plus their spouses, have been very instrumental in helping me maintain a sort of a level head and making sure that my head didn't explode. So, anyway, as mentioned by Gary, I have the privilege of being associated with many different communities. And the Whittier Union High School District is one community that will live with me all the days of my life, because this is where I received the necessary inspiration and technique of teaching young people. And I was able, with that background, become the first chair of the Fine Arts Department and a teacher in the fine arts. So those things really have been very helpful to me. And the experience I had at Whittier High School trained me very well to head up and start the Fine Arts Department at Rio Hondo College. And I enjoyed working there for 29 years. One of the communities that touched my life, the Whittier Regional Symphony Orchestra put on a nice reception last year, and it was well attended and very much appreciated. The Whittier Art Gallery and Art Association have been very, very instrumental in my growth, and I am very pleased that we have a mutual understanding and appreciation of each other. And I had a very fine exhibition in 2023 where we donated half of the proceedings of the sales of my exhibit, which had 96 pieces, half of it to the art gallery to keep it going. It's really one of the great jewels in our community. So that I am very pleased about. Then there are other groups. The Whittier Audubon Society that played a part in my growth. And the community of Whittier, the Art and Public Places Committee, and the Fine Arts Commission, things I participated in, and been very enriching for me in my work with the community. So there are just all kinds of people here who have had a hand in the successes I've had, and in some cases, perhaps not so successful. I recall that from the high school district, Whittier High School art department, you know, you don't always do the right thing. So here I was asked to be a judge, and at the conclusion of the judging and awards given, I realized that I wasn't given the opportunity to judge one section, and that has been crawling on my conscience for some time. Because some in that group were probably entitled to have some awards. But otherwise, it's been a whale of a good thing, and I've really enjoyed being among the faculty, the students, and all the people associated with Whittier High School. In fact, my colleagues wanted to see that I was successful. So they kept an ear open about any things that might come up that I'm involved with. And one time, a student asked me about being incarcerated and placed in a concentration camp. And I told the faculty member, that's what happened to me, and I can't sugarcoat it. And anyway, he said it was, thank you. I need to lubricate my mouth. Thank you. The statement that the faculty members mentioned was that, you know, being put into a concentration camp by your own government sounds very un-American. And I said, yeah, that's true. And I found out it really was. By 1988, the Congress of the United States, the Senate and the House passed a resolution apologizing for the treatment of Japanese Americans during World War II, putting us in these camps. There were no charges, and until today, as far as I know, there hasn't been one person who was charged and convicted of an un-American activity here in the United States. And I would say that resolution was passed and signed by then the President Ronald Reagan when he apologized for the treatment of Japanese Americans during World War II. But I would say that action really made me a more proud American. And I would say that from then on, life has been very good. When I was hired in the Whittier High School, there weren't very many Asian Americans hired in any of the schools. And I had the great fortune of Herbert Wennerberg, who was the superintendent, and faculty members who were quite open-minded. I would say that all of those things, plus the board of trustees, looking for fair treatment of people. I was hired at Whittier High School, and the administration discovered that the students didn't run away. Actually, I began to attract students. And so I think it started a movement to hire more Asian Americans, more qualified, in one of the Whittier High Schools. So I would say that from then on, things just kept getting better and better. And by 1990, the Whittier Women's Club, at that time, there was no district teacher of the year awards, but the Whittier Women's Club decided it's about time we singled out some teachers and gave them some recognition. And so they accepted recommendations, and my God, you know, I was selected as Teacher of the Year. Then they went on to the San Gabriel Valley District Federation of Women's Clubs, and they passed me on too. So I didn't quite make it to the state, but I was very pleased that those things have happened. And being the head of the department at Rio Hondo College has been a great experience too. And I would say that all along the way, I had the great privilege of knowing some really outstanding teachers and administrators and a really fine board of trustees. So I'm glad to see that that tradition is carried on by Dr. Oviedo here at Whittier High School district. Anyway, I promised that I won't have you baking out here too long. I just want to thank you for the recognition that you have given for the arts and for teachers by giving this award. And it really is not a personal award as much as for a group of people who have encouraged teachers to do what they can do and be successful. So I want to thank you, and Dr. Oviedo, you've been doing a fine job, so thank you very much.
Now for a plaque unveiling.
Okay, so we're going to do it on your count, and I want you to repeat, Ich, ni, san. Okay? Ready? Ich, ni, san. Yoshio Nakamura Art Building.
Really, guys.
Wow, that's nice. A beloved teacher of the school, Mr. Nakamura was interned in 1942 and enlisted in the United States Army in 1944.
He is a dedicated veteran of the distinguished 447th Go for Broke Regimental Combat Team, the most decorated regiment of its size. Mr. Nakamura has been a longtime Whittier resident and an outstanding contributor to the educational communities at Whittier High School and Rio Hondo College. And all of our friends, right? We should put in our friends. One more hand of applause for you. Over here, Yosh, turn over here.
we do have something from the Senator's office, and we'd like to give that to him, and then we will do the unveiling.
Set this down.
Good morning, everybody. A lot of love here today for this man, Yoshio Nakamura, lovingly known as Yosh to all of us. And I am so honored to be here on behalf of Senator Bob Archuleta. As many of you, I've known Yosh for a while, and as I was privileged to hear him recount some of his accomplishments over the years, it's so impressive. He has enough accomplishments for 3 lives, if you ask me. And lovely to hear still has his great sense of humor, which I enjoyed so much, Yosh. We are birthday buddies, fun fact. We have the same birthday. And I met Yosh with my wife at Hillcrest Church, where, among his many accomplishments, he had founded the Hillcrest Art Festival, which yes. And with all of his accomplishments, he's one of the most humble men you'll ever meet. Even today, he's sharing his recognition as a proud dad with his family and all the people that helped him, and that's just right on brand for Yosh. He is just any recognition I give him today is not going to be enough, because he's just a fantastic individual, and I lack superlatives to talk about Yosh and all he's done, and what a mentor he is to so many people. I look up to him. He's living such a great life, and I've had so many opportunities to be with him, and I hope I don't get emotional, but he is a great guy, and for that, the senator who could not be here, but he wanted you to know that he, as I do, feel so honored to be able to give you recognition today. Obviously in the educational space today, but for your work in the arts, your work in the community, obviously for your military service, thank you for your service, and the horrible thing you went through in the internment camps, and that's another thing, Yosh. You came out of that. I mean, who knows who could do that? But you came out of that with such a inspirational spirit that it's really a blessing for all of us to know you. So he is a true American hero, and we're lucky enough to have him here, right here in Whittier. So please, yeah. But oh, okay.
No, I said, thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate what you said.
Thank you, Yosh. And so let me present this certificate. And since it's hot, I'm not going to, read from it. But on behalf of the Senator and District 30, just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and everybody here for all that you've done, all that you're going to do, and any accolades you get, Yosh, are not enough, because you're just a quality person, and I adore you from the moment I met you, Yosh. So let me.
I think there's going to be a few pictures taken. Carmen, so you get the one. Come on up here. Yosh, right over here, Yosh. Yosh, right over here. Right over here, Yosh. One here. There we go. Okay. And thank you, Yosh. And actually, I'm pitch hitting for our colleague in the Congress, Congresswoman Linda Sanchez, who I know feels exactly the same as the senator and everyone here. So appreciative of Yosh's contributions in all the different areas that he has. And so let me present this as well, Yosh. On behalf of Linda Sanchez, our Congresswoman, I'd like to present you additionally with the certificate of the United States Congress.
We do have many folks that I would like to recognize, some dignitaries that are here with us today. Representing our school board, first and foremost, is our board president, Gary Mendez. We also have the clerk of our board, trustee Irma Rodriguez Moisa. And additionally, trustee Jaime Lopez. In addition to that, we have representing Senator Archuleta's office, Kyle Miller. Yeah. And I think Fred Zermeno was going to be here. Fred, are you here? The communications director. You're representing him instead. Okay, thank you. Also, we have members of the Whittier City Council. We have Mayor Joe Vinatieri. And members Octavio Martinez. And Marianne Pacheco. We also have members of the Rio Hondo Community College Board. We have Oscar Valladares and Rosa Elva Lomelli. And from the East Whittier City School District Board, Teresa Chacon Kennedy. Christine, my apologies, my apologies. I believe that is all of the dignitaries. If I've missed anybody, maybe when I step off, you can send me a message and let me know, and I apologize for that.